I'm not popping pills, it's just Panadol in pill form. Popping pills on YouTube. Okay, I think that should be good. That took a lot of takes, far too many. That was like 20 takes or something to get that intro right. Ooh. Baka, hey, Manga Tuesday. Hello, I am Darcy. Today is Manga Tuesday, episode 91, and today we will be reviewing a video game, Tokyo School Life for the Nintendo Switch. Just quickly before we get started, I want to say we are currently at 277 subscribers, and our goal is to, by the end of the year, hit 279 subscribers. That's what we're aiming for, that's what we're reaching for. I brought the donkeys back last week to co-host the episode in an attempt to drive up viewership and sub numbers, but it turns out none of you actually knew they were in the episode because it's not in the title or description or anything. So no one clicked on it. They just assumed it was your typical same old, boring, shitty Manga Tuesday. So, anyways, Tokyo School Life is a visual novel. It holds a very special place in my heart for no particular reason. Yeah, it's a pretty typical visual novel. There's not really much to it. Honestly, there's not much choices in it. It's very close to being a kinetic visual novel, but there are some choices. Most of the choices don't actually matter. Other than when you have to pick what ending you want. There's 3 different endings for the 3 different girls. I played one of the endings by myself, the Karen ending. I thought I was going to go the Aoi ending when I first saw the game, just by the look of them, but somehow Karen won me over and I decided to go with the Karen ending on my first playthrough. Then, for my second playthrough, it was a bit more interesting. You see, first and foremost, the game become a bit of a gag, a bit of an inside gag manga amongst some of me and some friends. We'd often have a games night with Big Sexy and the crew, and I would often bring my Switch because I have a lot of games on my Switch. And whenever we're looking through, we can't decide what to play, they saw Tokyo School Life and they're like, hey, what's that? I'm like, hey, don't worry about it. But then, one fateful night as it were, there was a games night. Allow me to set the scene. I'll use aliases in case the people don't want to be doxxed. But myself, Big Sexy, RB, and Tony were all present. Dregman was also present, but he fucked off to his room and wouldn't play games night. He was being a little bitch, sitting in his room by himself, watching fucking some shitty NBA press conference clips on his iPad or some nonsense, or maybe KSI, I don't know. Anyway, there were 4 of us, and as per usual, no one could make a committal decision until someone who must have held the controller, I think it was Tony, just clicked on Tokyo School Life and started skimming through it and reading it, all the narration. And thus, it was before too long. We had all decided on characters and we were all voicing our respective characters. Tony was the narrator and the main male protagonist, the character you play as. I was Aoi, RB was Karen, and Big Sexy was the third girl. I can't even remember her name. But we put on quite the performance, quite the production for no one but ourselves. And you see, now that might have made a good video had, you know, a long play, let's play of Tokyo School Life of us voicing characters. You could have heard Big Sexy attempting to do a female voice. You could have heard when we needed some side characters that are like man 1 or woman 2 that appear for like 1 or 2 lines and someone has to just take it and somehow it became a Toad voice. None of this is very interesting to hear me retell. It's one of those situations where you had to be there when the crew is up till 4 AM playing Tokyo School Life. It's not so interesting really to hear about. But, you know, if you were there, if that was the video, instead of a review, it was a playthrough with a cast of characters and people Tony and Big Sexy and the rest, you know, that might be interesting, but we have to refrain from doing anything interesting. Because, you know. Also, the main male character, the character that you sort of play as, I think you get to name him yourself, is kind of a bit of a fucking retard. That's one thing I saw when I actually looked up reviews for this game before I bought it, was people saying the main character is sort of annoying and fucking a dipwit, dipshit, dumb cunt, fucking idiot. And yeah, I see what they mean. He's just sort of a bland idiot, and he just says stupid stuff, and he's so pretentious at times. You basically play a foreigner going to Japan to study for a few months, and he's like, oh, girls love foreigners or something, and he just comes across as a dick, but then he comes across as a fucking dweeb, and he comes across as an idiot. Like, he claims to be studying all this Japanese culture, and he knows so much about it, then he doesn't know what fucking onigiri is. He's like, what? What's onigiri? Rice? What the fuck? And he's just shocked. He's so amazed at everything too. 1 second he doesn't know what the fuck onigiri is. He doesn't know what the Go Home Club is in a real club. And then the next minute he's going on a fucking massive paragraphs after paragraphs autistic info dump explaining some niche thing. And then he's like, what the fuck is rice? Whoa, my god, you put rice in a ball? What the fuck, bro? That's like a jelly donut. And he's always so impressed by everything. One of the girls says something, they're like, I like this. And he's like, wow! That's amazing! That's incredible! It's like, no, bro, it's just no, whatever. Like, shut the fuck up. Oh, Karen, you're into cute things? Amazing! Wow! Everything is just wow! He's just flabbergasted. He can't believe that they dare respond. Anything they say or do is just wow! Amazing, and it's a little annoying. And funny when you're playing the game and you notice this, and then every time it comes up, you're like, everyone starts going crazy like a lunatic. At some point, like halfway through, some of the others actually started to suspect that my character might be on some sort of spectrum. But, I can't really explain. You had to be there. You know, you had to be there. What did you expect? Some sort of insightful comment? No. Wow, amazing! Also, I almost forgot. Well, I did forget. That's why I'm recording it afterwards on this. But also, the main character guy at one stage was like looking at the clip thing in AO's head or something. Or maybe she also had a clip on her backpack or something. And he's like, what's that? This fucking cunt didn't know what a tanuki was. She had to tell him, it's a tanuki. And he's like, huh? Hey, retard! You ever heard of Tanuki Mario? Anyways, I wanted this episode to be short, but it's probably way too long because I've just rambled about the legendary tale of the all-nighter Tokyo school life night. But it pales in comparison to the actual all-nighter Super Meat Boy speedrun versus battle that me and Big Sexy had. 1v1. Every Meat Boy level race. We stayed up the entire night, and then I stayed up, didn't sleep at all, and drove home later that day, like a 2-hour drive. And trust me, that is not a good idea when you haven't had much good sleep for the few days before as well, to pull an all-nighter and then try and drive. It's actually harder than it thinks. And I think I came closer to dying than I should have. Anyways, for Tokyo School Life, I give it a 10 out of 10. Phenomenal game. Big time recommend if you've never played a visual novel. Because, you know, it's a pretty basic visual novel, but it's got some cute visuals, I guess. And it's especially good if you play it with a group of friends and have each of you voice different characters. And, you know, you got to commit to the role. Anyways, at the end of it all, it was all worth it, because right near towards the end, you get to see some tits, kind of. I mean, not bare, she was wearing a bra, but... Wow! Amazing! Wow! Oh, next week, we got a good episode. I'm going to calculate exactly how much money I've spent on my manga collection, and spoiler alert, it's a lot. Now, let's cross live to Big Sexy and see what his opinions and thoughts are on Tokyo School Life. Not get pranked, idiot. Now you've already watched all the video. There's no Big Sexy. He's not here. Yeah, gotcha. I got your viewership and I got your subscriptions. We're gonna hit 279 in no time. Also, yeah, we killed Nawal off screen. He's dead. I had to nip that in the bud real quick before it led anywhere stupid. So, Nawal is dead. Nawal is hung. And I'm not talking about his green cock. Because look at me, he doesn't wear pants. Sorry to desecrate your corpse, but do you see a big fucking green cock? I don't think so. He's hanged. Hang? He's been hung. Definitely feels like there was more I had to say about Tokyo school life when I was thinking about doing this review for months now, but when it comes time to review, my brain turns to mush. Couldn't have had anything to do with all that Panadol. Yeah, it's got some cool music. Oh, we just caught the end of it, but the whole game has some cool music. That's irrelevant. Who cares? The review's long been over, and we're just dragging it out for no reason. Anyways, thanks for watching. And as always, great, but you missed 10 boxes.
It's just another Tuesday. Tuesday. And if you were in for a spell where it falls into an order, you can help that. Well, yeah. No.
God, I can't swallow without water.